Okay, we're good. Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Today we're going to be making another Patriotic wreath using 21-inch mesh. It's like this burlap-y mesh with some blue, white, and red foiling going through. I love this. It's poly jute mesh. I got it at the wreath shop. Right here is the item number. You wanna find it. It was $11.49 or $11.95. I just put the price there. That way I know when I make my wreath, I know how much the stuff costs. As you guys can see, I moved that little, what is that thing called? Like a Lazy Susan thing. Out of the way, that way. There's more room so you guys can see what I'm doing in this wreath. So what I'm going to do is I actually think I'm going to move this stuff out of the way over here. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to move my hot glue gun right up here. That way I can roll out my mesh over here and it doesn't burn against the hot glue gun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to untie this and then I'll show you what we're going to be adding into this wreath. So yes, like I said, it's a 21 by 10 yard, 21 inches by 10 yard. And we're gonna be using a 14-inch wreath form. And then I have some of our picks over here. I have these picks. I don't know what I'm gonna be using. You might have saw my last Patriotic wreath. I had these guys. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but we'll see. I have them just in case. But I think for sure we're going to be using this pick, and I have some of the picks off already. Just like this part. This came off that same pick. This one did too. It's got some hot glue on it because we thought we were going to use that. We got another little piece. And I think we're going to be adding ribbon. Haven't really decided on that part yet. So I have my ribbons out here. And if we do decide to use ribbon, I think we're going to just do a plain solid red with this stripe. I got these both at the wreath shop as well. So the item number was there, and so was this one. If you want to get these little rockets, or not really, they're not really rockets, they're like firecrackers, I think. There's the UPC for that one too. And then for the spray, it's a lot bigger than this. I have already cut one side off, so, and this was $7, so it's kind of expensive, but the UPC is right there. So yes, I do have some other ribbons like this one, but I used this in my last one, so I don't think I'm going to use this one, use that for this one, but I think I'm going to use, I think the red and the blue will be good for this wreath. So what we're going to do, let me get these ribbons out of the way. The materials you're going to need for this wreath is a rotary cut. Yes, you might need a rotary cutter. Not that, you actually don't need this. You can use the scissors because we're not cutting the mesh. When we do cut the end, you can just use scissors. You're going to need your pliers and your wire cutter like usual when we make our hanger. You're going to need a wreath form with pipe cleaners, or you can always use a work wreath form. I have my hot glue gun plugged in along with my hot glue skillet. So when we add the picks, and you're just going to need ribbon if you decide to use ribbon. And you're going to need some kind of measuring tool. You can always use your like ruler like this to measure out your poofs. I'm just going to use my cutting mat. I'm going to turn it upside down just because this side is a little bit more cleaner. And so we're going to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out some of my mesh. I'm going to put it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to do like the crinkle method for right now. Like what you would do for the crinkle method, but just on the sides. That way we gather the end. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off all these little hangy things. That way they don't bother me. And I'm going to put them over to the side. Get all my tools out of the way. That way they're not in my way. We're going to bring our wreath form in here. So this is going to be the poof method using the 21-inch mesh. You can do the same exact method with 10-inch mesh as well, if you choose. You might want to make your little poofs a little bit bigger than what I'm doing, but I'm going to be doing 10-inch poofs. Okay. So you want to start with the in there, and you're going to put them in here real tight and twist. And then what I like to do is I like to go with the zip tie. I have these little 6-inch zip ties, or maybe they're 4-inch. Yep, 4-inch. And I like to take it and I like to zip tie it on. That way, I know it ain't going anywhere. Because sometimes I just don't want it to come off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it as close up to the pipe cleaner as I can. I'm going to pull. I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm going to use my pliers just to pull it real tight. Then what I'm going to do is I'll take my wire cutters. You can also take a scissors for this. Wire cutters are a lot easier. And cut that off. Then what you're going to do is I'm just going to kind of move it over out of the way. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, roll it out a little bit more, bring your wreath mat in here, or your cutting mat. A fuzz on here. I love the way this looks, you guys. Okay, so then I'm going to come and I'm going to put the end to the 1-inch mark. I'm going to bring this one over, measure out 10 inches, and pinch it, and then we're going to do a poof, like so. Put it in your first zip tie, or not zip tie, your first pipe cleaner. Pull tight and twist. I'm going to be doing the whole inside. And the way I set up this form was I put one on the third of each and the first of each, and then in between I did it again. I actually did it in between of the two crossbars, but I put it between the two so it doesn't move as much. If you guys understood what I was just saying. So you're going to bring it back over. Bring it to 10 and tie it in. Don't worry about fluffing it right now. We'll fluff it at the end. Bring it in. Twist is tight. Bring it back over to 10. Pull your mesh out a little bit, or take your roll and kind of move it away so it's not close up and you can pull it out a little bit more. Grab your end. Grab the ends of the twisties and twist it a couple times so you know for sure it ain't going out. You could do this with bigger curves if you want. I'm just going to be doing 10. That way I know I'm going to have enough for my material to fill up the whole wreath. You could also do the crisscross method where you crisscross from back, front, back, front, back, front, and then you go and you do it again. If you want, I'm just going to be doing this method just to make it a little fuller. I cut my twisties in half just because I don't need them as long. Kind of move that out of the way. It kind of gets in your way after a while. Just keep on measuring out 10 inches. And you guys, I made a mistake already. I just put that one on the... We're going to pinch that one with our hand, but we accidentally put this poof in the back, not the front. So what you do is just take that and move it on over. It's a easy mistake, fixable. If you notice that one of your poofs look like it's a little bit bigger than the other ones, just kind of put them down. They should all be about the same because they all should be around 10. But if they're a teeny bit bigger, or a teeny bit smaller, I wouldn't worry about it because it brings just more unique to your wreath. And I just pull it real tight and come over here, roll out my thing. It tends to, I might get some, I'm gonna try to make a little like thing with a spool going through that I can attach my thing through, so that way it stays in place, my roll of mesh, when I'm working with it, and that way it doesn't like move all over, because it kind of gets annoying after a while. I know you can buy them online, but I rather make it because it'll be a lot cheaper. But some people don't have the tools and the talent to make them, and you don't really, you rather just buy them, which I understand. Sometimes that's me too. I just don't feel like making it, so I buy it. But not wreaths, I'd rather make it. I don't buy it. Okay, so we'll just go through, keep doing your 10 poofs. Put it at, measure it at 10. Pinch it a little bit, bring it more closer together. I think this is gonna, we have no sign for this wreath. It's not gonna have a sign. More of our focal point is gonna be those stars, the star pick. And if I decide, if I like, I might put those rockets or those fireworks or firecrackers or on the name, which is over here. It tells me what those things are called. Let me look up. They're called Patriotic firecrackers on the invoice. And they were, how much were those? Oh, they don't tell, that's right, they don't tell you the price on here. You have to go into your online order when you wanna. That's what I was doing last night. I was going on and I was looking at all the things that when I bought it, that way I could price my wreaths. So I have an order for a hunting wreath, and I ordered all my supplies on Craft Outlet, and it was supposed to be here today. It said be here by Thursday, April 16th, because I chose like the 2-day delivery or something. But it didn't come today, and when I was reading on their website, it says that they're disabling orders right now, and that once they open back up. So I was like, well, am I gonna get my money like back for shipping? Because I kind of paid for 2 days shipping. Otherwise, I rather would have just paid for the cheap shipping, and I would have. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is where we started. I put that in there just so we can put the zip tie. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna untwist that since the zip tie is holding it, and that way we can close this wreath off using that zip tie, or that pipe cleaner, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll end row 1. And twist like so. And then we'll go in here with our mesh, and on this one, I'm gonna measure it out at 12. Well, we'll see how big a 12 is. Yeah, I think we're gonna go 12 on this one. You can go to 11. I'm just trying to think if I would have enough. Yeah, I think I'd have enough. We should have enough to fill in this wreath with 12. It's very hot in my room, you guys. It's like I'm sweating. Either that or I'm having a hot flash. I have a sweatshirt on, so that also could be one. It's not helping it, but it was cold in my room before, so maybe my parents turned the heat on. So yes, the first row is 10 inches and the second row is 12 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put this last one on, then I'm gonna finish the rest of the wreath, and then I'll come back on when I have it done and we can kind of poof it together, and then we'll add our ribbons. Okay, so I have the wreath done. You had just about that much left on your roll, so there's still some left if you want to use it for a different wreath or whatever you tend to do with your extras. I just throw it in the pile and figure out it later. So the front is 10, the back is 12. So now what we're going to do is I go through and I start fluffing. As you can see right now, there's gaps, but as soon as you start fluffing, no more gaps. And this is 21-inch mesh, so that means there's a lot of mesh hiding underneath all these little rolls that are going to help bring your wreath a lot of dimension and make it fluffy more. The reason I did 12 in the back was that way it'd be a little bit poofier in the back and it'd start in the front a little bit. As you can see, it's getting real big already. We haven't even poofed the middle. Oh, my container on my bed fell over. Oh, my embossing folders fell. Okay. So this is going to be a very full wreath with this poof. And it only uses one roll, not even a full roll. So if you just wanted to, you might almost make another whole, could have made another wreath if you would have, maybe if you don't want it as poofy like this and you did like 9 inches throughout the whole thing. Or you did like 8 in the middle, in the front, and 10 in the back, you would have had a lot more left. But I wanted to make this wreath nice and big and nice and full. So, you gotta always make sure you fluff your wreaths. That's what makes them good. See all this stuff I'm pulling out? This is all hiding inside of it because it's 21 inches. And I bet you only about 10, not even 10 is showing. So you see it small like that, and I go like this, and I pull it, and now it gets like real big. So that is how it gotta go through. It's very full. I should have probably started with the center, but I did not. Oh my gosh, I should have turned my fan on before when I finished with the, it's very hot in here. Okay, and I think I fluffed this guy out a little bit. And then we're gonna go in here and start on the center. Don't be afraid to tug on it. Okay. Get your hands in there. Find the 2 ends. There should be like 2 ends, and then you pull on those ends, and that's what helps bring them out. Okay. One second, you guys. I'm gonna turn my ceiling fan on up in here. It's very, very, very hot. I'm gonna have a hot flash. Okay, so we'll get back to fluffing. Hopefully that doesn't show. I don't think it's not showcasing as much the reflection of the fan. I turned it on like the lower version because does any of your guys' ceiling fans do that when you have it on real high? It like shakes and it sounds like it's gonna fall off the wall. Or is it just mine? Mine, if you have it on the highest setting, it shakes and I'm like, oh my god, this fan is gonna fall down on top of me. Shouldn't, because it's bolted into the ceiling. But it just sounds so bad. So if you're sleeping at night with it on, it sounds like someone's like rocking your... It just gets annoying. If you guys can hear that already. It's doing it. So, we're almost fluffed here. As you guys can see, this wreath is very full. And if you wanted to not be able to see a middle, like the center, you could always go in with the extra mesh and cut some of the poofs, like we do the poof method, where you cut, I'd cut it about, I don't know, a good couple inches, and then maybe 6 inches, poof it up and stick it in a pipe cleaner and stick it from the bottom. But I kind of like the little hole in the middle. You can also cover that up with a sign. So that's how poofy our wreath is right now. Nice and full. You can go in and you can poof it out a little bit more. Some of the places it didn't really poof. But we can always do that once we got our ribbons in here. So what I'm going to do is I think we're going to add some ribbons. I got to find where I put my ribbons. Right there. So we're going to be doing just a solid red for our 2.5. And then we'll go in with our 1.5 stripe. So I love that way that looks. So what I'm going to do is I don't know, maybe what we would do is, since we're not putting a sign in this one, I think what we might do is pull them out. Instead of back, we might pull them in. So what we're going to do is, I think we're going to do, for sure, 6. So we'll cut 6 of each. You guys get to watch me cut, because I didn't cut them in my ribbon yet. And then I get to dovetail them. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut. I'll cut one of each, and then I'll go off and I'll come back on. That way you guys don't have to watch me cut all my ribbon. And I'll dovetail it for you too. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to cut them at... oh, that's annoying. Okay. So we're going to cut it at... I think maybe we'll cut it at... Let's see what 14 looks like. Put my fingers on the 14-inch mark. Put it up to my fingers like that. That's 7. I don't know. I'm just going to quick go back here and I'm going to kind of see what that will look like. Yeah, we're going to cut it at 14. All our ribbons will get cut at 14 inches. So they'll be nice 7-inch is when they come out. And that fan is very annoying. Very annoying. Where's my rotary cutter? So I lied. We will need a rotary cutter, but you don't actually need a rotary cutter. I just tend to use a rotary cutter when I'm cutting my ribbon. It's just a little bit easier. But you can always go in with the scissors and cut them. Scissors and a ruler, or even if you have a cutting mat, you can always just use the scissors. Sometimes actually a scissors is a little bit easier. The scissors is very dull. Okay. Okay, that scissors does not work. There we go, and we can get it in there. There we go. So, then, I like this. Really like this glittery. It helps, it's gonna help bring out the foiling in there that's going through the wreath. So what I do is just fold it up in half, add up all the corners, go in with my scissors, cut from the outside into the wire. Oh my god, that fan is annoying. See, I told you, it rocks. It's very annoying. And then there's a perfect dovetail. So now you have a dovetail in your wreath. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly show you how to do it with this ribbon. And if you want, I got this ribbon in the beginning. I showed you the beginning of the video. You guys missed it. I showed the SKU numbers for these wreaths. They're from the wreath shop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the end a little bit because sometimes it tends to not be perfectly square. And then it doesn't line up very well. So if you guys heard me, we're going to be cutting these at 14-inch strips. 14, so that when we fold it in half, it's at 7. And I think this is going to really make this ribbon pop on the solid red ribbon. That's the dull scissors. I don't know why it's even in here anymore. No one likes dull scissors. It doesn't cut. Might just turn into our hot glue scissors, touching it. Okay, so then it's dovetails, so then it will be like this in the wreath. So I'm gonna cut 5 more of these because we're gonna have 6 bundles for now, and then we'll see what that looks like. Because I want to save room for our picks. So yes, I'll come back when we have the rest of the ribbons cut. Okay, so I have ribbons cut right over here. 14-inch strips. I dovetail them all too. And now we're going to add them into our wreath. So I just fold it in half. I come on over here. I find where we have, I'm doing them on each of the 6 crossbars on the outside, the outside ring. And since I cut these real short, I'm going to untie them and then add them down in there and then tie them back up again. That way they're down in there a lot better. If you guys understood what I was saying with that. Okay. Okay, so then that's how we're going to do it. I might even go through and do a little we'll actually adjust the ribbons when we're done. We're putting them all in, and then I'll be able to decide how I like them. Right now I'm just folding them in half, and then I'm going to add them all in. Is this the next crossbar, or where is that one? I think it's right here. Yep. Trying to find it. Trying to make this video a little less long. That way it doesn't have to be a... I still want to show you how to make it, but I just don't want to have it a hour, even 50-minute video. I'm trying to keep my videos, most of my videos under 45 minutes at the most. I don't really know what we're at now because right now we're at 2 minutes and 53 seconds for this part since I've put the ribbon together. But I don't know what the rest of our videos were. But I think we're doing okay because I think we'll probably end it just right around our 45-minute mark. So I don't even know why that looks, it almost looks far away, but I guess it's because I don't have the ribbons going out. This poof is kind of, feel free to move it around, kind of was in the way, so I kind of moved it. That way we would have area for our ribbons to go down in. So I think this is the next crossbar. Yep. And if you don't have to untie, you can always just use like a full pipe cleaner on the outer end. It was just I was running low on the red, so I didn't want to use as many. Because I have a couple other Patriotic wreaths I think I want to make. But I can always go to the store and pick up some more pipe cleaners. I just get my pipe cleaners at the dollar store. I get a pack of like 45. It comes in a bunch of different colors, so I usually get about a couple of different packs. And then I just organize them. I actually have made my own little organizer. I used one of the dollar store paint canvases. They're like the real flat ones. And then I just hot glued toilet paper rolls. I covered the toilet paper rolls in cardstock, so it would be whatever color the thing was. And then I just stuck the pipe cleaners down, and now it's in my desk. It just sits there. So it's very nice because then I don't have to have pipe cleaners laying all over. Okay, we have one more here. I think I'm getting a lot better at my talking on here. I'm not talking as fast. And I'm explaining, and if you guys are wondering why I have a Band-Aid, I poked myself with one of the wires from the ribbon. I was trying to push it down because it started coming out of the ribbon, and it went right in my skin, and I didn't want to get blood on the ribbon, so I put the Band-Aid on quick. That way I won't poke it again. That does happen sometimes. So you gotta be careful with this wired ribbon. Okay, so I really love the way this ribbon is. I'm gonna kind of lay it down. I'm gonna kind of move these guys out of the way so they have a little area to move. I did kind of make them long so that way I was able to because I don't have a sign, I kind of want to have a little bit of a focal point, and the ribbons are going to help with that. You could always, if I don't like the way this looks, I might even go in and push them to the side, do a V, and have them facing outwards. We'll see, like this almost. I do this in a lot of my wreaths. So I kind of poke them out to the ends. And you could do that, and I might even, I don't know, but I could always do that, and I could always do, the other ribbon. There's another ribbon, like the other two ribbons, on this one, but then I don't know where I would add my stars, so I don't know, but I really like that idea, but I'm not sure. I really like this ribbon, so I think I might stick to the plan. We're gonna stick to the plan. We're gonna stick to the plan, man. And we're gonna, that way I can add those picks, because I really want to add those picks in here. Because I don't know how else I would have added those picks. I think I might even add those picks just coming right out of these center of these ribbons, to be honest with you guys. I think that would look very cool. So what we're gonna do is kind of just like push in some of this bigger loops of mesh that are kind of popping all over the place over here. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna bring my picks, my pick of stars and curly cues. I have a couple of them already off the thing, but what I'm gonna do is I really think, now that I'm thinking about it, that looks so cool. Sorry guys, I have the hiccups. But now that I'm thinking about it, you guys, I really actually think that the whole ribbons going that way, I think it's a good idea. I think I might actually go like this. As you guys can see, I think I'm gonna go like this, and I think I'm gonna cut some more ribbons, maybe not the whole 14 inches, I might do a 12, and you guys, these ones are not even, this one is not even straight. So what I do is I just pull on that end and it kind of comes out a little bit more. And that way they're more straight. That way they're even. But I think that that would look really cool because it kind of makes, yes, I like that idea now. So we're not going with a plan anymore. But like I said in some of my videos, sometimes creating does not always end in the plan that you want it to end. Sometimes it ends bad because it doesn't look good. But in wreath making, you can always change it. I always start with a little plan, especially when I'm shopping. Like I think, okay, I think that will look good. And then, especially so I know what materials I'm gonna need. But then, when you start making it, you plan, the whole plan changes, and now I'm bringing the other ribbon along with me. So you guys, I think I'm just gonna do a quick cut of some ribbon. And we'll make this pretty speedy. Go off. These ones are going to be 12 inches because I don't want them as long. That's one. And we'll need 6 of them again. 1, 2, 3. So now this video might be a little bit longer because it wasn't going as planned. It didn't end as planned. 4. 4. Oh wait, this is 5. My counting is off. 5, and then 1 more. Okay guys, I'm gonna go off and then I'll be back on. I think I'll just add these ribbons right in there. Well, I'll leave 1 so I can show you how I do it. But then I'll come back and we'll show you how to put 1 ribbon in. So that way this video is not really very long. Okay, I got the other ribbons in. I did them at 12 inches. I dovetailed all the ends. I'm not sure if I like the idea of me going like this, which I don't think I like that. So what I did was I put them on the next layer. There's like the front and then the back. I put them on the front between the other two. So they kind of, some of them kind of are being like squished. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of squish the mesh back down and kind of work it a little bit. Some of it's going to get pushed over, which I think it doesn't look bad that way, I don't think. Because I was so focused when I got done with the ribbons, I was like, it kind of almost looks like a star. Kind of, not really though. But I was so focused on when I was watching something, and then all of a sudden I was about to start putting the pics. I was about to start cutting the pics, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to start filming again. So I'm losing my mind. Okay, so I like the way this looks with it, all the ribbons in there. It also look really cool with a sign in the middle, but we don't have a sign, so we can't do that. So what I want to do is I want to take these pics and kind of somehow take my clippers, wherever that went, over here, and kind of cut down in this. Maybe take my sharp scissors, and kind of cut this paper off. I'm going to cut the end of this off, and then kind of pull. See, if you pull and just pull this other wire off and that kind of stuff. Okay, so then I'm going to just take this guy and kind of pull that off too. And this is what I want to use to add into the middles. So like I'm going to have a couple of these guys sticking out. Maybe like one of these guys over in here somewhere. I want these. I'm just going to place them around for right now. So I'm going to put like a red star in there. Maybe like a red curly Q, or maybe like a white star down here. maybe a red curly Q. And feel free to, I pulled them up. And then maybe like a blue star down in here. And then, might have to add one more. They don't have any, we don't got no white. They don't have any white curly Qs, which is kind of annoying. But we'll have to just put like a red star maybe. Or we'll put another white star. We'll do another white. Another white. There we go. So that's for this one. And now for the bottom one, what I want to do is kind of pull these guys out a little bit. And they get real long, these big guys. So I want that one for sure. Probably this one. I don't know about. We could even do these. I only have 3, so there's one of those. There's a blue. And then there's the red. So these would almost look cool if I just put these all on top as like their main focal point. So let's see what that looks like. Or I'll just kind of stick them down in there right now. We're not going to do anything too. This would almost, I think this would look cool. Well, we're going to have to do one of the blue ones down the bottom because it's really short. But I think that's going to look really cool if I do that. You guys, I think that's going to look super cool. I think that's going to look really cool. So we're going to do that. So then we're going to go through and I'm going to use this pick right now because it's already, I'm just ripping them right off. Gonna put like that one down there for right now. Maybe our blue guy, pull him out, pull him down, put him maybe like right there. Nothing's set in stone, you guys. I'm just placing. Maybe a red star right there. We need like a blue star somewhere. Maybe a blue star over. Maybe we'll do a blue star here. Put the white star, or put this guy here. Oh, we're gonna have to put him over here somewhere. Oh, actually, no, we'll put him here. Put him here. Him down here. Maybe we need something red over here. So we'll grab this red guy. Put the red guy there. Maybe, we need some more curlies. Maybe we'll do a red curly over there. And we'll put the blue back down here. So what we're going to do is, I'm just ripping this stuff off. This way I have a little bit longer of a stem. We need some kind of curly up here. We'll put blue guy down here. Put red. Or maybe we'll put white down there. Red up here. Or maybe we'll put blue up here. We'll put blue right here. We need some white down here, definitely. And then right over there. So that looks good. I like the way that looks. So we don't need this guy. We have a mess over here, which I guess it's not crafting unless you're making a mess, right? Every crafter makes a mess. Okay. It's more fun when you make a mess, right? Okay, so I love the way that looks. So now we're gonna we're not gonna use those rockets because I think those would just be too much, if you know what I'm saying. I really think this thing looks pretty good for right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on situating these guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just go in over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of push this pipe here down. Okay. And I'm gonna start with when I go over here, that I'm grabbing my hot glue skillet, or I'm using my hot glue skillet. You guys can't really see it, or maybe you can a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can't really see it for right now. Well, maybe we'll move it. No, we can't see it. But it's just a regular old hot glue skillet. It's nothing Nothing fancy. And I'm just going to put some hot glue on it. Put it down in there. And I want to be able to make it so I can at least still see. Okay, guys. Well, I think what I have to do is put a little bit of fold in it. And I'm going to have to go up. I'm going to go upside down for this part. That way it's closer to me. You'll still see it. I'll just be over here working a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some hot glue on there. Try not to get it all up into my, and hold it there for a little bit until it gets all hot glued in. I try to kind of leave it so there's not going to be as much hot glue strings coming out of it, because it gets kind of annoying after a while. I know. Oops, and I'm gonna have to turn that because the back of that, and now it came out again, so I gotta put a little bit more hot glue. I don't think I had enough in there. So, really get that guy stuck in there. Okay. Okay, so I got that guy in there, so now we're gonna go in our white. Kind of stick her down in there. Where's my popsicle stick? Oh, it's over here. I do have my hot glue gun plugged in, so I might have to use that a little bit on some of these parts just to get a little bit more hot glue down in there, making sure that these things aren't gonna move, because this one's kind of coming out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hot glue gun, pipe some hot glue on there. You guys know my hot glue gun, my big heavy duty. I'm just pushing on it with a popsicle stick just to help it stick a little bit. That way I don't have to use my hands and burn my fingers, because no one wants to burn their fingers on a hot glue gun. Okay. So now that I got those guys in there, we're gonna go in with our red. This one's gonna be a little taller. Gonna kind of make it a little bit of like a little stand for it, at least, I guess. Kind of like that, so I have a place to put it. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna dip it in my hot glue skillet, get a bunch of hot glue on it. Not a lot, but enough to keep it down, you know. I'm gonna go in here, try to find my so it might not be all the way down stuck in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of poke her down, and then I'm gonna go in with some my hot glue gun, you guys, right down in there, and I'm gonna just drizzle some hot glue on there. That way those guys are not moving. They will be in there and they will be there forever until someone decides that they want to rip it off, which hopefully that never happens because it's too cool. It's too beautiful to wreck. So I'm just trying to kind of got to go in there with my hot glue gun, or my hot glue gun, you guys. I told you guys I'm losing it today. I haven't even, this is the only video I made today too. So it's not like, it's just been kind of rough. A long day. I had to do online school today, and then I had to do had to have a meeting, and now it is also almost 10 o'clock, so it's getting late. This video is definitely going to be over how long I wanted it to be, but it's because I didn't know I was going to be adding those other ribbons in, and I didn't really realize how long this is going to take. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of let that dry a little bit. You can also use your pliers to help twist these things in a little bit. It's kind of just so it kind of gets in how you like it. your personal preference. I might have to just keep them along. I like to add a little bit, at least, that way they have a little bit of, and I'm gonna kind of try to hook them underneath the pipe cleaner when I get it in there. And that way they don't fall out. And then after, I probably won't show it on camera, just because I want to kind of get this video rolling a little bit faster than what I'm going. But I'll probably go in and I will add hot glue to each center of those different ribbons. So that way these guys are not coming out at all. I don't want any of these little picks to come out of their section. They're pretty much glued in there right now, but just for some extra stability, you know. And just pick out a lot of your, especially since I'm using this hot glue skillet, there's a lot of different stringies that come with it. So I'm just adding it in the hot glue. Kind of like to twist it a little bit. Twist these guys down and then bring these guys right down into the center of the ribbon. Nice and down. These guys would even almost look good. So you guys, this is the top of the wreath. So that's where our main kind of focal point is, I guess you could say. And then you got the rest of them just popping out in their different little sections. You got this guy now. What I'm doing is I'm kind of squishing the rest of your these back ones kind of have a little bit longer of a, they're like, pick is in there yet, or like the not the pick, like the hot glue, or the, oh my gosh, you guys, it's literally been a long day. The pipe cleaner, I've been poking it down. There's a little bit of it hanging yet. That way it's not showing, and I have a better way of adding. So I can add these little pickies right down in the hot glue. There's a little bit of wire that I try to poke it right down in there. This one's not cooperating with me, you guys. Okay, see, these guys are being very, very, very uncooperative. So I don't really like working with picks. I'm very good. Oh, I think I know why. Because okay, we understand now. We can't complain anymore. I was working with paper. Still working with the paper that was left on it, and the paper was melting from the hot. We have to get on over here where the wire is. Okay, so there we go. I was like, why is it not going in there? It was just folding. It was just folding when I was putting it in. So there we go. Now he's in there. Now he ain't coming out. Okay, now I just kind of poke it a little bit, and now he's nice and snug it down in there. Okay, kind of, hopefully I don't miss I'm kind of checking for a little hot glue. This guy is very tiny. He's very short, so we're gonna try to get him down in there real nice. That way you can still see him, you know. There we go. He's down there. Some of them are going to be a little higher, some of them are going to be a little lower. It'll bring some nice texture into the wreath. Different heights are always good. You don't everyone. That's why we kind of brought the loops a little bit bigger in the back. That way we brought some more dimension. So yes, I'm gonna go back in, like I said before, and kind of put some more dabs of hot glue in there. I just want to get them placed so I can show you what the wreath looks like at the end, you guys. And then I will, that way it will dry, and then I'll be able to show you guys, so that way this video is not very long. I bet you it's almost 40 minutes already, maybe longer. Okay. I'm kind of pushing these pipe cleaners down, getting them out of the way. So I think I got a couple more. I got that one done. I got this one. And I think I got like a couple more, and then we'll be done with the picks, adding in the picks. And then all we'll have to do is just put our hanger, kind of fluff it a little bit, and then we'll be done. Okay, yes, I'm gonna have to go through and do a clear wipe of all the hot glue strings because there's a lot of them. I can see them already. It's many, many, many. Go in with this guy. We're at 20 minutes so far on this part. So we're definitely, I think my first part was about 15 minutes, so. Okay, that guy was like my favorite. He went right in there and he went right in and didn't give me any problems, which is nice. I think that guy's down in there. So I think I got them all, you guys. So it's pretty fluffed up at this point. And then picking out some of the hot glue. We're gonna kind of fluff these guys, especially because these guys are kind of off. I love the way this top looks with the three. It goes red, white, blue. So perfect for the USA Patriotic theme. So I'm gonna quick show you how to put a hanger. I don't have one made, so we're gonna have to quick move this guy out of the way a little bit. And we're gonna bring in our wire. I got this at the dollar store, Walmart. It is 16 gauge wire. I measure about 4.5, 4-ish. I fold it up like so, a little bit more. I go in with my pliers, kind of measure out how much I want down, and then I kind of set that down on there, and then I do it again. So now we're like that. Kind of get in a little bit more. Move that out of the way. Move all this out of the way. Grab our wreath. Figure out where we want our top to be. Some wreaths you can determine it now, but this wreath we have to determine it already. So, and I just hook it right here. As you can see, this is a crossbar, so I have it on that crossbar. And then I take my pliers and I just pinch these guys shut. Nice and tight. Don't want them going anywhere. And then I come in with the hot glue on each end. I'm running out of hot glue. My stick is almost gone and I don't want to add another one in there. Kind of pushing. Okay, I think we got enough on there that it should be fine. Then I go in with just enough that it doesn't decide to move. Okay, then I just go in with my fingers, kind of pushing on it a little bit. And then we have a hanger. So I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to go hang it on my wall. And then I'll come back on and show you guys the finished product. And there is our finished wreath. So as you can see up here on the top was where we have our our big stars. And then we have the rest of our ribbons and little picks coming out. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to pipe some hot glue on top of them so they don't come out. But otherwise I'm going to do a little bit of fluffing, fix my ribbons because I know some of my ribbons are not looking that good. Make sure like that guy needs to get adjusted. But otherwise, that's a wreath, you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a wreath video or a craft video or any type of video. Otherwise, until then, have a good day. Bye-bye.